a very reasonable question to ask is, why should you trust me to teach you how to make a website? There's loads of resources out there. You could just knock something up on Wix or Canva. You've heard of your mate doing that. What is the point in doing a course like this? Why should you trust me? And you should trust me because I've been where you are, sort of. So back in around the year 2001, I got my first proper computer. So for those of you keeping up, it's nearly a quarter of a century ago, isn't it? And basically after high school I would come home and mess about making graphic designs and making websites and just learning how the internet was put together. And I'm delighted and horrified to say that an example of the last sort of website I made in that phase of my life still exists. This window here sort of represents the monitor size at that point as well, because mobile responsiveness wasn't a thing. So yeah, you just made it fit the screen that you had and hope for the best. And I did that, and it's still here. It's still working in all of its glory. It's blatantly ignoring copyright. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff on here. I wrote entire season of 23.5, well, 2 seasons of 23.5, which is just under a day in the life of Kevin South Outerland, who was trying to stop the Thorney bypass being built in Cambridgeshire. But yeah, essentially, I used to do it for fun. And then around 2015-16 time, I needed a website building. And the world had moved on quite a lot in that time, in that 15 years pretty much. So I had to go to an agency, and I had to say, yeah, I've got some understanding of websites, but it's moved on. And I needed a pretty simple site to be built for me for a giveaway thing. And the whole agency experience was horrific. Not going to name and shame, but yeah, it took forever. It was very expensive for what we got. Yeah, it did the job, but it left a sour taste in my mouth, and it got me thinking back then, this is really annoying, because I'm having to pay them to do it. I designed the logo and everything, but I'm having to pay them to make the website, and surely I could figure out how to do it. So then I entered another stage of learning, and caught up with where the internet had gotten to, and believe it or not, it had gotten beyond the likes of this. And I've been making websites ever since, pretty much. Initially similar to how I built this one, and then 4 or 5 years ago moved over to WordPress, and I haven't looked back. Initially I used something called Oxygen Builder, and now I use something called Bricks Builder. And I've taught myself how to do it by having the confidence to try. There are resources out there, and there are a million tools and plugins that you could buy and test and see if they're going to be the right ones. But here's the thing, I've already done that. I've already learned what I need to know to make websites for most companies. Most SMEs in the UK would be able to have a website built in the way that I'm going to show you how to make it, that would be 100% fully functioning and serviceable for their business. Not only that, you would then bring it in-house. You wouldn't have to pay anybody else to do it for you. You'd never have to be in the situation that I was in, that you've potentially been in yourself, where you know what you want, you can't make it yourself, and you have to pay someone else a lot of money to do it, and then wait for their timetables, and then you want a change making, you've got to enter their next sprint and get in the queue. Does my head in. It's not how I ran it when I was a web designer, which technically I still am. But as you can tell by my glamorous working environment, I'm not challenging Google too highly. I do all right. I have work coming in, and I get to pick select clients that I work with. But due to my health and our family situation, I can't work full time at this moment. I just can't do it. My health's not great. I'm not going to die, so don't worry. Well, I am. Everyone is, but it's not a terminal thing. So if you are worried about how long the lifetime course will last, don't worry. It's an investment. I'm only 40. But yeah, it just impacts my ability to work. So everything I know is in my head, and I work from this shed with my family just over there, and my dog in the back garden, and I've got all my Lego behind me. I can have a drink when I want to have a drink. I mean, that's orange squash, bad example. But yeah, I just chill in my shed, and I make websites for massive companies with budgets up to, well, their company budgets up to millions. Nobody's paid me millions. I've done graphic design work as well for some huge companies. I think due to NDAs, I'm not allowed to say who they are, but I will say a Formula One racing team and a massive computer manufacturer that's not Apple. I've done work for them in graphic design stuff. I've designed flyers, I've designed ebooks, I've designed all kinds of stuff. I know my onions because I taught myself these onions in a world before anyone was teaching you about onions. I made this website here before YouTube existed. Just take that in for a minute, okay? A world before YouTube tutorials, I had to learn myself. And then this time around, I've stood on the shoulders of giants and I've discounted the programs that don't work. I've discounted the training that is unnecessary. And I've picked out the programs that work brilliantly. And I've picked out the training that you need to hear and the basic understanding of web design that you need to get. Spoiler alert, it's boxes. It's just boxes. It's all boxes. You put boxes inside boxes. Give it a different name. Jobs are good. It's understanding what else WordPress can do, though. That's the exciting bit, and that's what we'll cover in the course. Things like custom post types, things like database management, e-commerce. I've done it all. I've built hundreds of websites, literally hundreds of websites over the years. They don't all look like MC UK. You'll be pleased to hear. Some of them look worse. No, that's not true. Let me show you how bad this looks on a full screen. Hang on. Whoa there! Actually, you know what? Fair play to it. It's not that bad. Okay, I'm going to give it some credit. Good old MC UK. Still living the dream. Yeah, let me show you my current. Bunnyduck.design is my current business website. I can't even type my own business website. Bunnyduck.design. There you go. This is the site currently I've got for graphic design, web design. All my portfolio's on there. It's fully functioning. It's built on WordPress. Yeah, it's a nice looking site, isn't it? Knowing how to make this is one thing, and you will know how to make this by the end of it. But knowing how to make it all dynamic, so it's all controlled from the back, and you don't need to remember everywhere you've mentioned your email address because it's all controlled from one place in the back end. You don't need to build hundreds and hundreds of pages. You build a template and then just input the data. That is what you're going to learn about as well. The ways to hack in to what WordPress can actually offer and really build something. WordPress powers almost half the websites on the entire internet. It is a massive player in web building, and yeah, you could do it on Wix, but only 3% of the internet has. Same with Squarespace, a tiny percentage of the market share. WordPress is the go-to system for almost half the websites on the internet, and second place is tens of percents away. It's the right platform to use, and I'm the right person to teach it to you. I've been in your shoes, I've run my own business, I've needed a website and was frustrated by what was available, so I've learned, and I've tinkered, and I've developed, and I've mastered it, and now I'm going to pass the key knowledge to you so that you can do it too. Bring all your design resources in-house. Stop wasting money on agencies. Stop waiting for them to be ready to help you. Just dive in. A one-off investment. You get lifetime access to me, my history, my knowledge, everything you're going to need. A weekly Zoom call where we will discuss everything that you need to get off your chest that week until next week. I will tell you what you're doing wrong, what you're doing great. I will help you through it. It's over 50 videos, the web design course, and 20 plus hours of content teaching you how to build a breathtaking website by someone who's been there and done it himself. Not only that, I have a background in training. I've trained people in retail across Europe. I used to train entertainers in IB for how to dance. Yeah. Yeah, that was a long time ago as well. But I can teach people. I can train people. I can communicate. And I know everything you need to know about web design, at least to get you started. So it is a one-off investment. Make it today and get cracking. Take control of your own digital destiny. And I'll see you on the other side of the SHead of Design. I'll pop the kettle on.